Maybe all you need right now is to take a break from music. We often underestimate the power of just taking a break, just taking a step back, putting music on pause for a second, and just doing something else. Music can be such a grind sometimes, you know? You can get tangled up, like practicing your instrument, producing new music, composing music, practicing with your band, rehearsing, playing gigs, doing admin, doing this, doing that, making content, right? But what if like the best thing that you could do for yourself right now was just stepping away and taking a break? Music is a craft. It's an art form, and art needs room to breathe. You know, the creative practices and disciplines of our life, they need inspiration. We need fuel. You know, we need the space for new ideas to come to us, and we need to create space for the work that we have been doing to truly manifest and grow. I'm going to share with you 4 reasons why I think taking a break right now could be the best and most productive thing that you could do for yourself as a musician. The first reason is that you get a chance to just live life. You know, it sounds ridiculous, but like this happens to me. I get so tunnel vision on music. I focus so much on music and making content and doing this and doing that I sometimes forget that life is so much bigger than that. Like it's such a there's a much bigger picture here, you know? And like there are just so many more things to enjoy. Like there's hiking, there's outdoor activities, there's rock climbing, bouldering, there's running, there's swimming, there's books to read, there's movies to watch. There are places to explore. There are all of these other things that you can do. And sometimes I actually just forget about the things that you can do and you can enjoy in real life when I'm so focused on music, you know? So taking a break is a chance and an opportunity to like just relax and enjoy life for a second, you know? Just to like breathe, you know, breathe the fresh air, go out and enjoy the sunshine, go out and enjoy the parks, explore new places that you've never been to, you know, and just like enjoy life for a second, you know. It's not all about music. So on my break, I actually went to this place called Paradise. I'm not even joking to you. It was literally called Paradise. It's in the mountains in New Zealand, and yeah, I just went to this place, and it was like an off the grid kind of accommodation style, and I was staying in this lovely cottage, and there were these beautiful views of the snowy mountains in the distance. There was no internet, there was no power, so life was very simple for this 1 week that I took off. And yeah, I was just like writing, I was making coffee, drinking coffee, you know, reading my book, walking through the bush, and then coming back and chopping wood and making a fire. Life was so simple, you know, and so basic, and it was just what I needed. So that's the first idea. You just get a chance to just like breathe and live life and experience other things for a second, and that can be so invigorating. The second reason is that you can engage in other hobbies and other creative projects and disciplines that you have in your life. If you're anything like me, you're a creative person. You have other things. You have other projects and other passions in your life that are kind of on the periphery, because music can be all-consuming. You know, it requires so much focus and so much time and effort, you know, doing music things, because especially in today's world, you know, you're almost required to wear all these hats. Like, you've got to make content, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. I don't have time for my other projects. Namely, my other project is I'm writing a book. I'm also a fantasy writer, but I just don't have time to write my book, and it's really sad. It's this project that's just kind of on the side, on the periphery, that is like waiting for my time and attention, and I wish I could give it to the book, but you know, I've got to focus on other things right now. But what I'm saying is that taking a break, it gave me an opportunity to actually just focus on the book and to give my other main creative project, give it some love and attention. And so I feel like when you engage your other creative hobbies and interests, you know, these other things that you love to do, maybe it's photography, maybe it's painting, maybe it's like, you know, sculpting, or I don't know, whatever it is that you love to do outside of music, if you give that some room to breathe and grow, and you put some effort into that thing, you might be surprised, because like I feel like all of your creative things are all linked up. And so if you get inspiration and ideas for your other creative endeavor and project, it might actually spill into music. And that's what I'm finding. I'm finding that when I give time for my writing and my fantasy ideas that I have in my head, it literally inspires my music as well, and it gives me new ideas for my music. It's crazy how this works. But yeah, engage in your other creative projects and the other things that you're passionate about, because it might be the case that that is where you're gonna find inspiration. This other thing that you have going on the periphery that you're gonna give some time and attention to by taking a break from music. Of course, the problem is that I got so excited about the book that I want to keep working on the book. But I'm back from my break now, and unfortunately the book had to be put on the shelf again for a minute, so that's a little bit sad. But hey, I'm loving music again, and that brings me to the third reason why taking a break is so powerful. I'm so inspired and motivated and enthusiastic about music again. Just 1 week off, and music is like so fresh and exciting for me again. I'm so stoked to be practicing again, because my practicing got a little bit boring. My ideas were running out. I was feeling like I was doing the same things, repeating the same, monotonous kind of routine, trying to get stuff done, and it was lacking the magic. It was lacking the inspiration, the enthusiasm. Music is, oh my gosh, it's music. It's like a momentous thing. It's something that evokes emotions. It comes from within. We share it with other people. Other people get to hear it and experience it and dance to it, and it inspires their creative things. And so I feel like music, it needs to come from this place of like enthusiasm and passion and like excitement. And when you're on the grind of it, that kind of passion can almost diminish, and in a sense it is a detriment to your music. And so you might be grinding hard and like putting stuff out, but does it have that thing from inside that makes music so powerful? So when you take a break, you have a chance to really like fill your cup up again. And so when you come back to music, you have so much more to give to the music, and new ideas spring forth, and you can perform them, and your music can be way more powerful and impactful. Taking a break might be literally the most powerful thing that you could do for your music right now. It might just give you some space for ideas and inspiration to come back into your life, and for you to come back to your craft, to your music, and be super stoked and excited to work on it. And the fourth and final idea is that taking a break allows you to kind of have this new perspective on your life and like how you're approaching things, and to see things from a bird's eye perspective. You're able to step out of the day-to-day grind, and you can kind of see the lay of the land, and you can see how things are working, and you can be like, okay, that's working, that's definitely not working. Why am I putting so much time into that thing? That's really working. I should be focusing on that thing. Like when you're in the day-to-day, getting things done, doing this, doing that, you can almost get lost in the weeds, and you can end up spending like weeks at a time just like focusing on the wrong things. And so when you take a break, you can step out of it, and you can be like, okay, whoa, I see now. Okay, that's where I need to be. This is what I'm finding in my life. I made this new YouTube channel called Unlock the Keyboard, which is my kind of online keyboard coaching business. But I made a YouTube channel, and I made these tutorial videos for some piano covers that I did on this channel. People were wanting to learn how to play the song, so I made these tutorials, and I only made like 5 of them and just put them up. I didn't really care too much about them, but in taking this break, I came back and I looked at this channel, and I was like, actually, this channel is performing quite well. The views to subscriber ratio is quite good. The watch time is quite good. The engagement is really good. Likes and comments. The comments are really positive. And I'm like thinking like, why have I not been putting more effort and time into that channel? These piano tutorials are clearly helpful to people. I need to make more of them. And I just didn't even see that when I was in the day-to-day grind, and I wasn't putting any effort into that. And it's a massive win as well, because it's, you know, it's a way to show people my kind of teaching and coaching, like how I teach the piano. And so for anyone who wants to progress further and level up, they can contact me, and I could, you know, get a new student and a new client from that, you know. And so it's a major area that was completely overlooked, and now I'm like putting more effort and energy into that thing. But that's just an example from my life at the moment. But yeah, you're able to see things kind of like a strategist on here's a great analogy. You know, when you're in the day-to-day grind, it's almost like you're the war commander in the battle. You're in the thick of the battle, you know, you're stuck in the emotions, you're fighting with the sword, you're like killing enemies and stuff. But when you're in the battle, it's almost like you can't control the tide of the war. But if you step up out of the battlefield and you go up onto the hill in a tent and you sit there and look at the battlefield and you look at the battles going on, then you can organize your troops, you know, you can organize things and actually become a strategist. And yeah, so that's an analogy. That's an analogy. Why is that word so hard to say sometimes? Analogy. No, it's easy to say. What am I doing? I really hope that some of these ideas were helpful. This is just what I'm experiencing coming back from my break, and I just wanted to share them with you because maybe you're like me, you're in the grind of music, you're trying to make things happen, and things are starting to feel stale. You're not making much progress. And I'm telling you right now, a break is making a world of difference for me. And I'm going into the second half of this year feeling super motivated and inspired. And I want the same for you as well. Okay, cool. That's everything for the video. Don't forget to vibe and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. See you later. Bye.